Hi everybody, this is Bob from Buckeye Sports Center. Today I'm excited to talk about the Harris 2022 Cruiser 230. This is the CWDH configuration. Once we get on the inside, we'll see what that means. But this is a very popular model from Harris. It's a 23-foot boat. It's a little bit more of a value-priced boat, but Harris is just loaded with extra benefits, extra features that you find on higher-end boats. This is a tri-tune package, with a 150 horsepower Mercury engine, so really a kind of a good kind of workhorse model in that 23-foot range, tri-tune with a 150. It really provides impeccable value in the marketplace, but again with some premium features. So let's take a look at what makes it unique. So a couple options that are included on this boat that I really do like. We've got the blackout package, so it's going to have a black rub rail. It's going to have the black textured rails here. And then Harris is I think pretty cool because you've got literally in this one shot you have three different styles of rail just to kind of create that 3D effect, that nice look to the boat. The blackout package definitely adds some high-end touch and features on a value-priced boat, which is pretty nice. The other thing that I'm just kind of seeing here as far as upgraded features, we've got this boat actually has a convenience package and the premium trim package, so you're going to see nice stainless steel dock lights, heavy-duty pop-up stainless cleat is included in that, and then there's all kinds of other things that we'll see when we get inside the boat. I'm not going to get too much into construction because that's boring, but it is important to know, because not all pontoons are made equal. One of the things I always like to talk about is the fact that anybody can put a fancy piece of furniture in a pontoon boat and make it look high-end, but not everybody knows how to build a high-end boat from the deck down, and Harris definitely knows how to do that. Even some other kind of well-known brands don't go anywhere near to the level of what Harris does on the high-end heavy-duty cross members. Just the welding perfection that they have. And one thing that's really easy to see that I like to point out is that when you actually look at the cross members underneath, we see, number one, that the cleats actually attach to this cross member rather than just going through. It actually has some extra support by going in the cross member. And then as you can see, these cross members actually go all the way to the end of the 8'6" wide inch boat. So a lot of times those cross members might only go 8 foot wide, and there's like a 3 inch on each side that kind of overhangs, and this kind of makes this rub rail super extra strong. It has extra support on the back side of it, so that when you hit the dock or something, you're not just going to cave in the whole side. So that's one little thing you can easily tell, but there's obviously all kinds of other things that are involved as well. So another thing we're going to talk about from a construction perspective is how the tubes are attached to the deck. And Harris uses these heavy-duty M-frame brackets. And the cool thing that Harris does is, if you pan to the outside here, is that these M brackets actually go all the way up and all the way down the whole outside of the boat and the inside of the boat. Rather than having just about a 3-inch wide piece and then going another foot and then having another 3-inch wide piece, and then most other companies will just cover it up with like a skirt to make it look good. But Harris actually has the whole structure going all the way up and down the whole outside of the tube, but again, which gives you a little bit more of an advantage there. As we move up to the rear deck area, which is kind of nice for kids and whatnot to enter next to the boat or jump off, Harris upgraded this rear seating area that kind of gives it rather than more of a fenced back end, this is more of a vinyl upholstery back end, so just cleans up the look of the boat, makes it look really high end. We move over to the heavy duty ski tow bar, and I like the way Harris does this because it's completely mounted on the engine bracket and does not impede the space inside the deck at all, which is kind of nice. Another thing I'll talk about is the direct fill fuel tank. So rather than having a fuel tank that's kind of inside the boat, or you're kind of running tubes around the inside of the boat, and a lot of times you'll have kickback on those with these direct fill tanks. That's very hard to come by. Plus, you can actually access it from either side at the gas pump, or from the rear deck in the middle. You can kind of get to it from either side. We move around to the other side here. Obviously, we've got the Mercury 150 horsepower engine, just super heavy duty welds, and you can just see how heavy duty this tri-tune is. This particular tri-tune is full length, so it allows for the bigger fuel tank. It's not a 3/4 tube like some companies do. And then we've got a nice stainless steel 4-step boarding ladder as part of the trim package here. Again, a wide grip point, heavy duty stainless steel materials. So again, you can kind of see the quality that goes into this Harris Cruiser. Okay, so we get inside the Harris 230 Cruiser CWDH. You know, everybody gets confused about what those names mean. So the CW means basically we've got 4 lounging chairs. So basically a quad lounge. So one here, and then also 2 in the front of the boat. All right, so that kind of maximizes the seating inside the boat. And then the DH means dual helm. So this second captain's chair here, you know, for captain and co-captain. So rather than extending the furniture further, we've got kind of a separate co-captain's chair, which is very, very popular. So that's kind of the layout. And again, the reason why this layout's so popular is that it is the kind of maximizes the number of seats in the boat. This boat's rated for up to 13 people. So now we're going to dig into the actual furniture itself. And again, this is, you know, more of a value-oriented boat, but Harris does a lot of things that really makes this boat feel more premium. You know, the first thing is just how wide the furniture is. A lot of times on a more value-oriented boat, you'll see the opening, you know, the boat interior is really big, but the seating isn't that wide and it just isn't as comfortable to sit in. And then, you know, I just really like the 3-tone stitching and everything that you've got going on here that really makes it look high-end when I sit in it. You know, it's a very, very comfortable seat. It's comfortable, but it's not overly like stiff. You know, it's a comfort-oriented thing, so you can tell it's going to hold up. Other things that I really like, which you never see at this price point, are the recessed-in cup holders. You know, so you know that's kind of out of the way and kind of built into the furniture, as opposed to having like a separate, you know, cup holder piece that sticks out in this inside the boat. This boat actually might come with one of those anyway, but it gives you each of those 4 quad chairs. You actually have your own separate little area to, you know, put cups for drinks, or there's actually a USB port in there so you can put your phone and charger in there as well. So, you know, just a nice layout with that. When we look into storage in this boat, you know, here's a little trash receptacle built into this chair, which is kind of nice. And then all these chairs have storage underneath as well, underneath the cushions, you know, good spot for like a backpack or some fenders or something along those lines. And then obviously we've got storage underneath all the seats. This particular one is where your battery is located, and this is part of the select package, does have a battery on-off switch. So, so at the end of the day, you can kind of kill the whole power by pushing that in. As we move forward in the boat, I'm going to first kind of talk about the Bimini top. So because this boat has the blackout package, the Bimini top has the black frame, so it really matches real nice. A couple companies out there will do nice black rails, but then they'll put a silver Bimini, and you know, I don't really like that. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And then a nice good coverage, you know, a lot of height to the Bimini, you know, so pretty much anybody toward the rear part of the boat are going to get excellent coverage. And it's stainless steel hardware instead of plastic hardware that other companies are using. So a lot of high-end features with the Bimini top. Okay, so when you move into the Helm area, this is obviously a super important area for the captain. You know, and I'm a bigger guy, so I'm always kind of, you know, picky on how this is laid out just to make sure the spacing's right. And you know, I've got plenty of space in the helm of this Harris cruiser. And you know, a couple little things I like is that the throttle control, I can still keep my arm on my armrest and then actually use the throttle control. You know, so that's just kind of an ergonomically friendly, you know, way to do it. We've got two big gauges offset to the right with kind of a glove box type thing that's open on the left. There's actually some digital gauges on that right-hand gauge, so you know, nice clean gauge setup that's really easy to view. You don't have like a cheap plexiglass windshield on the boat that kind of looks cheap, which I definitely like. You know, we've got an adjustable steering wheel. We also have an adjustable seat that'll go back and forth as well as spin sideways to talk to your neighbor. So overall, I really like the helm design, and I also like the fact that it's not super bulky. So you know, we don't have, you know, the bulkier the console is, the less seats we can have in the boat. So by having this be a little bit more slender, you know, it still looks good, still very functional, but I don't lose a bunch of seating because my helm's super big. So as I move out of the helm, now we're going to look at a couple storage things in the boat. First is, even with this little bit more slender helm, you know, there's a big storage compartment. We can see the table that comes with the boat here stored in there right now, but that's a good spot for a cooler or to throw backpacks in or whatever. And then since this is a tri-tune, we do have a ski locker, you know, so you can put skis down here, you can put extra life vests, whatever. We've got the tent poles for the cover down there now. Nice hot hydraulic gas assist shock, kind of a nice padding on the top that's comfortable to walk on. We move over to the port side. And this is actually a storage compartment that you can use and actually get a changing room in. But I think it's really a great spot to put some fenders or bumpers, or it's a good spot for people. Everybody brings their backpack or whatever on the boat when they come on the boat, and you can throw a couple backpacks in there pretty easily. And then the last thing I'll talk about with storage, we'll kind of use this as an example. Some companies out there will kind of have an open storage where the bottom of the floor kind of runs underneath the storage compartments, but Harris has a completely separate, I'm not going to call it watertight, but there is a water management system where the water kind of gets in and kind of runs along this track here and outside the boat, but it's fully enclosed and separate from the from the floor of the boat. A lot of times you open the compartment, you actually see the floor. That way, if there's water that gets on the floor, it could flow itself into the compartment. So, excellent storage on this Harris 230 cruiser. And then just from a spacing perspective, again, this is a 23-foot boat. Certainly not the biggest in the industry, but you see how long these bow couches are. Plenty, enough for maybe even 4 people to sit on this side, 3 people to sit on this side. Have everybody have plenty of space. Thanks for checking out the Harris 2022 230 Cruiser CWDH with us here at Buckeye Sports Center. Just from a performance perspective, again with the 150 horsepower motor, this is kind of your overall best bang value, where you can get boat high enough to do some light skiing, do some tubing. This boat should run in the mid-30s for speed, with a light load of people, and certainly even in the upper 20s or whatever, even with a full load of people. So it's really a good performing boat for most all applications. Heavy duty boat. But the price point of it's great. I mean, you feel a lot of these features you only find on boats that are $80,000, $90,000. This boat is well south of that. So, check it out. Check out other Harris videos we have. We also have videos from 14 other brands on our YouTube page. We appreciate any comments and likes you get, on our YouTube page. Subscribe to our YouTube page. Thanks again for watching. For more information, visit our website, buckeyesportscenter.com.